Hello, and welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Wow, what a week.
I mean,
can I just say that right out of the gate?
we have a lot, like a cornucopia, a loaded dartboard of shit that we could cover.
I mean, I have a duffel bag that I could unpack for hours.
Yeah.
And I don't think we have that kind of time.
I can go get my fucks bag, which is empty because I have no fucks in it, and we could unload all of the shit that we could catch up on.
Yeah.
From last
Wednesday.
I mean, it started
Wednesday.
within 30 minutes to an hour after you got home with the show.
Well, I mean, it actually started Wednesday, the day of Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Well, yeah.
Because
that's what I meant.
Okay, so as you guys know, if you're a listener of the show and you listen on any regularity, you know we post Wednesday night Pacific time, usually around 10:30, right in that time frame. That's about how long it takes for me to get home, put the show together, and get it posted. Last week, before the show, had a little tummy ache kind of all day, which isn't very common for me. I got an iron stomach. So I thought, maybe it just could be gas or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Took some gas. We had some gas pills or whatever. Took one thinking that might help relieve some pain because it was fairly painful. Did the show, came here, did the show, get home, and we use GarageBand to
compile and export.
Yeah, to edit the show and compile it for you guys. And GarageBand would not launch on my computer. So
your Mini.
Yeah, my Mac Mini, which is an old Mac Mini. We've talked about this on the show.
Right.
It's an old Mac Mini. And so in the course of, I don't know, a couple hours of me trying to figure out what is going on, realized that right after last week's show, one of the days after that, I had done a system update that shouldn't have done anything, but seems to have done a lot. Seems to have affected the signing of the apps. Some of the apps, the certificate signing for some of the apps, and they have to be able to be signed properly because they're Apple app. I mean, they're Apple apps, so I mean, in theory. But if someone is making an app and they just say it's an Apple app, they have to be signed so that they can launch correctly. And so somehow the certificates are now different on my computer. So now the GarageBand app that has been running forever, just now doesn't work. It just won't open.
Right.
So we just got to a point where, and then I had another computer, which is the laptop I use here on the show. Didn't have enough space to run GarageBand, so that was a problem. So I couldn't resolve that immediately because there's a user on this machine that's my son's, and I didn't want to just delete his user account.
Right.
So by the time it was bedtime after midnight sometime, I'm just like, fuck, I can't, it's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
Like, we'll figure it out tomorrow.
We have
other resources.
We have day jobs and, bedtime, right?
Yeah. So I'm just like, well, whatever's going to happen is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out the show, like, while I'm working or whatever. We'll get it done or at lunch or whatever it is.
Right.
Well, fast forward to the morning. My wife is getting ready for work, which is at a school.
Okay.
And I'm waking up and my alarm's going off and I am in like pain. Like I hurt.
Right.
And the pain that was like felt like tummy ache pain,
crampy,
like kind of centralized tummy ache pain, which is, I mean, people get tummy ache pain, you know?
Yeah. Some people get them on their run near Sun City.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah. So that pain had shifted and it went like kind of lower abdominal and to the right.
Yeah.
And got quite sharp.
Yeah.
And it was very painful. And I mean, not that I couldn't handle it, but it hurt really bad.
Yes.
So my wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "My stomach is just hurting." And knowing, I mean, I don't know a lot of medical things, period. I'm just not. I don't hang out at hospitals. I don't know anybody who's a nurse or a doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know any, but I know that kind of pain can be an appendix kind of thing.
Yes.
So I say to my wife, I don't know. I think it could be my appendix. And I said, can you just look it up and see what the
WebMD.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's see what the shit is on what an appendix is supposed to feel like if it's happening.
If it's gone.
Yeah. And she starts reading the thing and I'm like, yep. And she goes, oh no. So she knew that she was going to be calling in sick so that she could take me to the urgent care. So we weren't going to the ER. We were going to the urgent care. Urgent care opened at 9, so we got there early. We hung around a little bit. We end up going in. I'm like the second person to put my name on the thing. I tell the person at the desk what's happening. She goes, "Hold on, let me get a nurse." And I'm like kind of doubled over at the desk a little bit.
Yeah.
And the nurse comes and she goes, "Where's your pain? It started when?" She asked me these questions. She goes, "You should go to the ER
right now."
Yeah.
When it goes fast.
And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I got a show to edit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
So
that conversation happened before or after you sent me a picture of, hey, by the way of the show, small delay.
That would have been before.
Okay.
So the area where we have a Sutter Roseville Hospital, and they have it's a whole compound of medical facilities, and the hospital's on one side of the little street, and the urgent care is on the other side. So you can literally see the ER.
Right.
So we just walked over to the ER. And went in and checked in. I think I'm having some appendix thing. And they were super good. Had me sit down in the little waiting room for like 2 minutes. Got me into a room. Took some vital things. Asked me a ton of COVID questions, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. How was that 5 rallies for Tom McClintock?
Yeah.
Through the campaign season.
Yeah, and so then they were like, "Oh, we are going to put you back in a room." Like almost immediately. I mean, I was in a room from walking in the front door of the ER within like 10 minutes, probably.
Nice.
And, my wife is, she has very bad asthma, so the COVID thing is scary for her. Well, in the meantime, while I was sitting there with her, a couple people have come in and they have a cordoned off. It's not even cordoned off. It's literally just got like a rope stanchion kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's like, that's the COVID section. Like if you feel like you have COVID symptoms, you're over on that side.
Go to the corral.
There's not a wall. You know what I mean? It is literally just like a rope thing.
Oh yeah.
And there's like some nutty.
Because particulates have any fucks to give about
it's like smoking, non-smoking. Yeah, exactly. So there's some nutty lady running around like, "I need a COVID like we can hear everything she's saying. Like,
oh my God.
"I need a COVID test because my blah blah," and she's all fucking happy cheery, but also she wants to talk to everybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Get
So
the fuck away
there's
from me.
There's already a guy in the COVID area, and then she's running over there, and then I end up back in the room, and things are happening. Doctors are talking to me. The ER doctor that came in's like, "Oh, that sounds very happy." I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I mean, other than I guess that means appendix,
Yeah.
And they're like taking blood and like, "We're going to put you on a drip," and it's like, I've never had this before. First of all, never had surgery, never have had an IV put in my arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hospital...
These are all new pilot experiences for you.
Hospital operations to me are just fucking nuts. Like the way they work, like things get done, but it's like on hospital time. You know what I mean? Like, like we're gonna get somebody to come see you about that. 2 hours later, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know. And so then they send me to get a CAT scan.
Oh, okay.
And it's weird because they're rolling me across the hospital in a bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's bizarro world. I'm like, I walked in on my own accord, and here I am now being wheeled around on a damn hospital bed.
If we're gonna take these time blocks, you can let me fucking walk, not treat me like a Let's go A or B here.
So go get a CAT scan, get brought back to the ER room. Very nice facility, by the way. And,
Sutter Roseville.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
HEPA filters everywhere. Like they're not fucking around.
Yeah.
Then they have to give me a COVID test, which was interesting. It's like I made the joke that I ordered a couple things on Amazon without even knowing because they're like poking my brain.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how far. I mean, those sticks are pretty, and they go in there, man.
Yeah.
Both sides, and they swab for 1, 2. They're swabbing for 5 seconds on each side. 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, let's get the other one. It's pretty rough.
Intense,
It is, man. Now we got to do the other side. Like, goddamn, wasn't that enough? So, COVID test, and then
this is like that time I got trapped at the Badlands bathroom.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
So get a COVID test, and then it's like they what happened? I'm trying to remember what happened next. Oh, so
COVID
then the ER nurse, or not nurse, the ER doctor comes in. My wife, after she leaves, goes, I think I know her. Anyway, so she comes in and she's like, they said that the CAT scan was negative for your thing. And I'm like, what? Then why am I having all this pain? And she goes, I think they're wrong, and I'm going to go get my surgeon to see what's going on.
Oh, okay.
And my wife and I are just like looking at it, just like, what? You know, like, I don't know. I don't know, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So then finally the surgeon guy comes in, and he's like pissed off. It's like I started a turf war between the radiologist and the fucking ER people or something, because he's like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, because that thing's at least 3 times the size it should be, and I'm gonna go over there right now and give him a piece of my mind.
Oh,
and
fuck.
My wife and I are like, what?
When you're a jet all the way.
Yeah.
First thing.
He goes, I don't know how he's not seeing it, because it's clear as day to me, you know, kind of a thing. And so then he's like, sorry, I don't mean to like put any anger off on you, but this just makes me mad. And my wife and I are just like, well, I mean, as long as we get it right, you know, like they'll start pulling parts out of me.
I'd like to leave here with 10 toes and 10 fingers if we can get that.
And my liver and some other shit too.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
So he takes off, and then all of a sudden it's like, we have a room for you. Like in the hospital, we're admitting you. And it's like, fuck. Like this is happening fairly quick. Yeah. I mean, over hours and hours.
The radiologist was looking at your penis the whole time.
Probably.
And anyway, your appendix.
Oh, but I will say one of the nice benefits of the hospital is when you want a blanket because you're cold, because I don't know, they keep that thing at 48 degrees, maybe just to keep all the dead people from like bloating or something.
Yeah.
They give you a blanket that is warmed in a thing, and when it comes out and they put it on you, it is like heavenly warm, hot toasty blanket. Anyway, side note. So they admit me into the postpartum room.
Oh, nice.
So that was the room I ended up in.
You're having a pendy baby.
Yeah, it's like literally the nursery's across the hall. I'm in the postpartum room with like, you know, breastfeeding charts on the walls.
Nice.
I'm dead serious.
Fucking boobs.
I think they were short on space. I mean, I don't know if it's COVID related or some other stuff. But
could be.
I mean, I don't know.
Could be.
So got admitted, and then it's like, it's your appendix. You know, you're going into surgery. Well, we should probably have you in surgery by 6. And we're like, okay, that's a couple hours from now. And I'm just like, my head is like spinning, like this is accelerating pretty quick. Like 0 to surgery, you know what I mean? Like, and almost nothing flat.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened over hours. We got there at like 9:15, but here it is like 4 o'clock.
Yeah. It's one of those ones that it's not like a ligament tear. Like if the appendix bursts, it's really bad news.
Yeah.
But I liken the procedure overall to like obviously not organs, but like tonsils, wisdom teeth. Like
Yeah.
the act of removing an appendix that hasn't quite yet burst is, I would wager,
Pretty.
as far as surgery goes, routine.
Well, the good news is apparently the surgery team that I got put in with is considered like the A team there.
Nice.
Everyone had super good things. These guys are like the best at what they do. They, if you want to have your appendix out, you want to have it done by these guys because they do hundreds of these a year.
Right, there you go.
And they are very well. You don't want a guy that's done like once a year or something like that.
We've got fucking David Blaine in here who's training to, do his own little turkey
chicken
chakra
liver
dance.
Yeah, exactly.
With his hands.
Yeah, exactly.
For his next ABC special. Like, perhaps someone with a medical background?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Not David Blaine?
So, the considering I'd never had any kind of surgery before, like the anxiety levels like building because like I don't know what to expect, and like I haven't spent any time in a hospital really,
right?
Other than like super minor shit. So it's like for me, like I'm just like, oh shit, I'm gonna be having surgery.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so finally, I think it was like, and the other thing is the visiting hours stop at 8:00. They came and got me like just before 8:00. So
right. Yeah.
Shanna was there. Chandler got in because Shanna was already there. They didn't know she was there at the front. So you're only allowed one visitor. They happen to both be there because Shanna came in from the ER side.
Oh.
Earlier in the day.
Shenanigans, sir.
Well, yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. So I happen to have them there, and then so it's like we're taking you to surgery prep, and it's like, now? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
But my family.
Yeah. And they get this big dude to like push you on a bed all the way through the fucking hospital over to prep. And it's just the weirdest shit. Like, I could probably walk. You know what I mean?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I mean,
Monty Python type of shit.
I assume like a third of the cost of the hospital stay is just them transporting you on a bed with a big burly dude.
Yeah, that guy probably makes bank.
Probably. I mean, everyone was super nice. It was a very good experience. If you're going to have surgery, go get it done. No, I mean, I tell everyone, I don't know, never had surgery. Are you allergic to this and this? And are you any, the sleepy medicine, not antiseptic, anesthesia. I'm like, I don't know, never had it, don't know.
Yeah.
Are you allergic to this or that or blah, blah? And he asks you tons of questions over and over. Yeah.
Yeah, all those kind of things.
I don't know, man. I've never had a scalpel touch my skin anywhere, Yeah. Don't know. So, I mean, it could just go into cardiac arrest on the table as soon as they put the gas mask on my face, for all I know.
Turns out,
I am.
Nope. Bad news.
So
went to get my appendix out.
Yeah.
Choked on my own vomit.
So they wheel me over to prep. I get a really nice nurse who's like just talking to me. It's very, very calming. Shave my stomach. You know what I mean? With a Flowbee type thing.
Oh, wow.
Fascinating. It was almost like a clothes shaver with a vacuum.
Yeah.
Like almost like a like a handheld vacuum.
Were you already somewhat drugged at this point? No. So you didn't get to ask any totally inappropriate questions about the Flowbee and whether or not it could be an attachment for a fleshlight.
Oh, I wish I would have thought of that.
Like, how light is that sucking? Could you go a little bit lower?
No, nothing like that. And so, yeah, you get prepped, and then they kind of leave you there, and then the anesthesiologist comes in, and he talks to you and asks you a bunch of questions.
Right.
And then he's like, "Oh, how old are you? Oh, you're 49. How about we want to do I'm ordering an EKG on you." So I'm like thinking, okay, EKG, they're going to put little pads on me.
Yeah.
And those pads are going to be hooked up to some wires that are like plugged in while I'm having surgery to like check me while I'm having surgery.
Right.
So 2 nurses come in, the ones that shaved me and got me all ready to go. They're attaching fucking things all over my chest. They hook the other ends up to this thing. It's like, boop, boop. They're like, that's it. And they unhook it all.
Oh.
I swear to God.
They just wanted a baseline.
It was like, I guess, it was like 5 seconds. Yeah. for like, how much is that going to cost?
Right. Yeah. Your insurance bill is going to get like a $5,000. Yep. The EKG was good. And you're like, dude, that was.
Yeah, well, it was funny because he was like, when was the last time you had, I see you had one on your, like what on your chart. That was a couple years ago. I want to do another one. I always do on if you're over 45. And so then
you're like, I don't give a fuck.
He looks at the EKG like over his shoulder as he's walking past my shit. He goes, yep, looks just like the last one. We're good to go. What? Like what? That's all that was. It was like literally a 5-second.
I would like you to tell me what you may have been looking for.
Yeah. Let me tell you this.
Because they're going in there to get some guts.
Let me tell you this. The longest lasting part of the EKG is all the fucking sticky residue that's all over me and things I was still finding on me after I got home that I didn't know were there. So
I got a tattoo of a woman from like a World War II bomber on my ass. I don't even know what they were. They didn't ever flip me over. Yeah. How'd that happen?
Yeah, I didn't even have to. Did I have to pay? Is my insurance getting charged for that?
Where does that come from?
So in the prep, and then finally it's like, okay, and then they come get you and wheel you into surgery, and it's like this big fucking sterile ass white room as bright as the sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I'm just like, what the fuck? And I swear there was a chick in the back, like, working a dishwasher because she's loading up racks of tools and shit. And I'm just like, what is happening? I'm not joking.
That lady has a tomahawk.
Yeah. What? So they get me off of my bed and they put me onto the surgery. I scoot over because I can. Otherwise,
Lucid
it would
to a degree.
No, I'm totally.
Oh.
I haven't had anything.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Yeah, nothing. So can you scoot over? Do you want us to? No, I can scoot over.
Yeah, lift me, motherfucker. Yeah. I saw that beefcake roll me over here. Get his ass in here.
They like get me ready on the table, like get my bed taken away so they got access around me, and then put my arms, they like fold these things up. My arms can lay down. And then the guy's like, takes because I'm wearing the whole time I'm wearing a face mask.
Right. Okay. Oh, like a COVID.
Yeah, like a COVID hospital.
Cloth. Okay.
Hospital face mask, and so he all of a sudden that gets whipped off, and I'm like, what? And this like the plastic cup comes down on me. He goes, yeah, you're gonna feel pretty relaxed in about 20 seconds. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then I don't remember anything after that.
Yeah, it goes.
It was quick.
Yeah, they do not. Those things do not fuck around. That was one of the few things I remember from mine. Was like the mask went on. It was like, okay, buddy, we're gonna have you. Fucking lights out, dude. Nothing. Yeah. I got nothing after that.
He called my wife after surgery and told her that I said, it feels like I'm at Disneyland. I don't have any recollection of that, so it could be hearsay as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean?
I remember post-surgery, I asked for my mask. So mine was when I was a teen. So I asked for my mask.
Okay.
And I remember a nurse fucking telling me, you got it, buddy. Yeah, well, set it right here. And it wasn't until days later when I remember, like, vividly, I'm like, wait, did they send my mask? I wanted to keep the lady said I could keep my mask.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And my dad and mom looked at me like, no.
What you talking about, son?
There's no fucking mask. No mask.
So surgery happens, apparently. Things are punched holes in me and things are yanked out of my body. And the next thing I remember is I've been wheeled out to recovery.
Okay.
I'm surrounded by 3 or 4 nurses as I've been put into a space.
Yeah.
And it feels to me like everything's they're busybody, very, busy bee kind of. And all I want to do, I wake up and all I want to do is roll over on my side. So I just wake up and I'm like, oh, I need to get on my side. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's rolling. I hear him. He wants to roll on his side, kind of a thing.
2319.
And then right after that,
type of shit.
Yeah, like nobody was around after that. And then the guy comes back. He goes, "You're doing good. You're just in blah blah." And I'm like coming out of it.
Yeah.
What was really weird to me is how quick you come out of it.
Yeah.
Like I thought I'd be groggy for like an hour, but it was like 5 minutes and it was like, the reality of what's hitting me is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I think there's certainly grades, but yes, that was one of the things. Like it's not like being drunk. For some people, it's like once you hit the end of the
gas.
Yeah, it's you wear through it, and then you're good to go. Like okay, bearings. Where the fuck are my bearings?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for people that have been in done surgeries. I've just not been one of them, so this is just an experience for me.
Yeah.
But man, what a weird ride. You know what I mean? And the other thing is when you were in prep, is they put these plastic like surrounds around your legs.
Oh yeah, I remember
on your calves.
Yeah.
And then they have plugs on them that are just air hose plugs, and then those connect to a machine, and they have 3 air hoses on each leg, and those go to chambers in the little surrounds around your legs, so they pump air in a sequence to push blood in and out of your legs to make sure that you don't get blood clots and stuff. But I remember when they were putting them on my legs, I was like, what is...
I have an appendix, not an Achilles problem. What are you doing?
Like I didn't know. And so coming out of surgery, they had those hooked up. So now I'm like laying in the bed, shaking my ass off because, like, I don't know, a little bit of shock probably, I assume.
I could see.
And these things are like massaging my legs. It almost feels like when you get your blood pressure taken.
Yeah.
But like a little softer. They don't stop the blood. They just kind of try and keep everything moving. That was interesting. That took a little bit to get used to. And then once they figure you're okay from recovery, they wheel you back across the hospital to your room. And like, it's weird because I've got an IV and it's in the corner of my arm, like on the inside of my elbow.
Crux of your armpit or elbow.
Yeah. And so I couldn't bend my arm without an alarm going off.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to keep the arm straight. So now I'm like in a situation where I can't use this arm now. You know what I mean?
Well, that's good because you're right-handed, aren't you?
Yeah, but like to get comfortable in the bed, or if you got to go to the bathroom or anything.
I need 2 hands.
Now I'm like, so not only do I have my holes in my gut where they did the surgery, but now I've got an arm I can't bend.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're like, I think
shit cabled to your legs.
Yeah, shit cabled to my legs. So it's like you don't feel like you can really get out of bed.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't want to. But then it's like I didn't get back to the room until 11:45-ish.
Yeah.
You know, and then they made me go to the bathroom before surgery, so I didn't have to really pee. And then the nurse is like, have you gone to the bathroom? And it's like, no, I haven't really felt the need. Well, you probably want to go to the bathroom, because if you don't go to the bathroom, and then we're going to have to do a sonogram and then put a catheter in you. And it's like, oh, fuck you, man. It was like, as soon as she walked out, I grabbed the little jug off the thing and peed in it, because no, you're not.
Yeah.
No.
I'm good. I'll piss.
I came in for an appendectomy, not a willy cleanser. You know what I mean? I didn't need the pee hole reamer going.
Yeah.
So I peed right away, and then it was like I didn't really feel like I should or could get out of bed, so I just didn't.
Yeah.
You know, but that was weird. And then like they're like, oh, we're gonna have you on all clear liquids, and the nurse is like, do you want me to get you some Jell-O? You can have some Jell-O right now. This is that night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since the day before, since Wednesday. It's Thursday midnight. And she's like, okay, let me get you some Jell-O. Like an hour goes by. She comes back. She goes, oh, I just realized I forgot your Jell-O.
Bitch!
Do you want me to go get it? I'm like, no, don't. I'll just fucking wait for the morning. You know what I mean?
I'm just going to die.
Can I have some water?
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck. So that was the only negative thing, was like I was really looking forward to something to eat.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And then the next morning, like, slept shitty because they come in and take your vitals every hour. It's like you're in a hospital to like get well, and like you can't get any sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's so new for me.
Right.
Like, I got this thing on my arm, I can't move it. I got these things massaging my legs. My fucking gut hurts because they just sliced me open. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it's like someone's now
coming. When do I get better?
Yeah, someone's now coming in and like taking my temperature, putting a thing on my finger, taking my blood pressure. like every hour until like 3 or 4 in the morning. And it's like, fuck, man. I am, first of all, I didn't sleep at all the night before. And now I haven't really slept tonight.
And I'm hungry.
Yeah, I need to go home so I can get some rest. You know what I mean?
And a steak. God damn it.
Yeah. Well, the food was interesting because they were like, because it's part of your digestive system. We want you to work with clear liquids. I mean, act like you've been sick. Like broths or like chicken noodle soup and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So for a few days, it was very mild food and Jell-O and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of graduated out of that by now. But what a weird ride. You don't wake
how was
up.
Shan? Because she was awesome to me. Because
she did really well.
We make. Amongst the guys, we make jokes all the time about, the wives and the girlfriends and the whatnots.
Yeah.
And so I think when you were getting checked in, she would send me updates, which, hashtag love you, Shannon. Thank you so much. I didn't know her state, but I know she loves you, she cares for you. So anytime she would send me something, I would try and make a joke. I hope it wasn't like she didn't, but, I was hoping to make things light so that way she wasn't stressed if you were stressed because, I wasn't. Obviously, you were incapable for the most part of sending stuff. So she would say something like, we just checked into a room, and I would be like, okay, well, I'm really concerned about whether or not he's doing okay. I don't need to know the information about you guys getting a room together. When you had Jell-O, I was like, is it big enough for you to wrestle in?
Oh, Jesus.
Can we work something out
there? She didn't mention any of that.
And she was like, maybe later. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah, here we go.
She can roll with the best of them.
I know. Fuck yeah. Shan's my girl.
Yeah, she can roll with it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was good. When she was there, it was very helpful for me to help me stay calm. I mean, I can't imagine... I mean, obviously I can. When she had our kids, was about the only time we've ever spent any time in a hospital together. Yeah. So for me personally, like hanging out with her and making sure she was okay when the kids were being born, a lot different than this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you got kids happening. This is like, she didn't have to be there. She would, but she didn't have to be there. And like, part of me was like, sorry, you're hanging out with me in the hospital while I'm dealing with this.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. But it's part of marriage, I guess.
Yeah.
And
wives, gotta love them.
Yeah. I mean, so she was great. And for me, it was difficult, like knowing I was being wheeled into surgery and they were both leaving. Like I was coming back at some point.
Data's and Shan.
Yeah. I was coming back and they weren't going to be there. And that was a little hard.
Right.
Like from an anxiety standpoint, like,
oh, sure.
Like I've never been in this position and I'm going to come back from surgery and no one's going to be here. Like they are not allowed to be at the hospital.
Right.
They can't be in the waiting room.
That was close to the same scenario, I think, for Mike.
Yeah.
When Dragon was in for her stuff.
She didn't have anything going on.
She was blind coming out.
Yeah.
Until next, he would get
I feel
updated.
for her, man. Yeah. That was, that's hard. And it's, it's just an appendix. But it is a tough recovery. I'm still sore, I'm still fairly sore. So, it was, I don't want to sound like I'm whining or anything, but just different. Like I didn't wake up that day on Thursday and expect to be going to the ER.
We were talking with I was talking with Venus because we were describing how, the routineness of it, and like the diagnosis, it's one of those things like, especially for men, in our house where Venus tends to, when she has her cycle, she gets cramps terribly bad, like just day-ending cramps. I said, obviously men don't have those kinds of issues. So when you have the achiness and the quick onset of pain and the type of pain and then the location of it, it's like it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Like there's only one thing this really, 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 for the most, I'm sure the majority of the time, this is like a knock in the park
Uh-huh.
as far as diagnosis. Obviously, women, it's different. I mean, there could be any sort of, pregnancies, some sort of, fallopian, uterine thing,
Sure.
menstruation thing, any of those other things that,
There's a lot of other options there.
that they have to like scratch off, like can't be this. Man, it's like cramps, sharp pain, lower right hand side. Okay, yeah. I said, and that's how I remember it was for mine. And if you made it this far, this is our AMA on appendicitis victims. It was. I said, when we've talked about it on the show and the running, like the mud butt and the bad taco night kind of thing, I said it's different.
Yeah.
That type of pain is like an all gut, belly achy.
Yeah.
The appendix going sideways is, I said it was like a hot lance. Like it was targeted.
Yeah.
It was specific one place
Mm-hmm.
that kind of burned out, but the longer it went, the more sharp it got. Like, okay, this isn't right. I mean, I can run with a bad case of gas and mud butt, but this, I was like the hunched over and like, this and it gets progressively faster, quick.
Yeah.
With pain.
For me, it was weird because I think part of what maybe irritated it was me being uncomfortable the night before. So the night before I went to the hospital, I was in some kind of stomach thing, which I just thought was gas or something like that.
Yeah.
So I slept really bad that night. Like I didn't get hardly any sleep at all. Maybe a couple hours tops. And I tossed and turned, like rolled over, tossed and turned. And I think the process of like having the pain and doing the tossing and turning and not sleeping real well probably irritated it even more to the point to where it was finally like,
who knows?
I'm pissed now.
Okay, now we're done.
And the only reason why I say that is because we got to the hospital, we went through the ER, it hurt really bad. We got into the room finally and they knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And scheduled the surgery. And while I was just chilling, so I spent the day just chilling in the ER and also the rest in the room until my surgery time, the pain really kind of subsided quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was there. You could tell something was wrong, but the pain itself that had hurt real bad in the morning had sort of kind of gone away. And I was my wife's like, how you feeling? I'm like, it doesn't hurt that much right now. Like, I don't
Get
understand.
up, start walking around and move your guts around, and then it'll...
Yeah, I think part of it, like I said, I think it was just because it was inflamed and irritated from me tossing and turning that night.
Jostling your goods around.
Yeah, I honestly think that's what it was. I don't know. I mean, someone could, tell me, email us and tell us. I don't know. But I haven't had any pain meds at all. So they offered me like Norco and stuff, and I'm not a big pain med guy. I will take them.
Yeah.
But when I came out of surgery, it was like, I mean, I'm sore. Yeah.
Right.
But that's soreness healing pain, not like, hey, something's fucking wrong. What the fuck is wrong pain?
Right.
And for me to like really want pain meds, it's got to be pretty bad. And it truthfully wasn't ever really that bad. I'm sore when I touch things or move things just wrong, or if I bend over incorrectly or something like that, I'll feel that. But if I'm not actively poking or bending over or doing something that irritates it and makes it angry, then I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm okay. Right now, like this is probably the most I've sat since surgery. So
as opposed to what is your normal laying down?
Like chilling, like I have a recliner kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I can feel a little bit of
like
something, but
activation of your abdominals is gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
Your longevity is probably about the length of the show here.
Probably. But like wearing comfortable pants makes a difference. Right now I'm wearing jeans. That makes a difference.
Yeah.
So just a fucking weird ride. So I have a show to edit tonight.
Yeah.
It'll get posted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have a backup computer. I haven't fucking touched any computers since I started this whole thing, but I have a backup computer. I can edit on this machine here, and
we have a backup. Like I said,
but it'll go tonight.
It can be done.
Yeah.
Elsewhere. So you didn't get a chance to clean your gutters, is what you're saying.
You know what's funny is I thought about this about 1,000 times.
What?
No, I haven't.
No. I got up on mine, and I ended up, because I tweeted the picture. I went and put the disc on the cutting disc, and I started cutting tiles to widen the gap on the valley, and I found like at least 2 more debris dams underneath the tiles where that closeness of the tiles had started to push dirt underneath the tiles.
Stuff just backs up on it.
Yeah, and then it fills up the little undulations underneath the tiles.
Yeah.
And then that created, a debris dam that then pushes water as it comes down sideways off the tiles up over the flashing down the stuff. And I went, fuck, okay, Venus, are you cutting too much? I'm like, no, I'm not. I promise I'm not.
Yeah.
I said, and this was already a problem as it was.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly we're going to know if I got all of it when the first rain comes.
Is that valley part of the reno? Was that there before, or is that the builder or the...
That was the original house. The backside has the renovated roof lines.
Okay.
And like I said, too, as I told her, like, this is the 3rd time we've had a problem with that specific valley, with the location. It's the trees in the front yard from the neighbors and whatnot, how it is relative to the wind we get through the back.
Yeah.
And then the, arc of the sun as far as keeping it cool and moss and shit growing on that side. I said, even if I actually fucked up here, which I'm confident in the work that I did, I said, if it's still boned, we've got a significant problem with the roof, and we're going to have to get it looked at professionally anyway.
Right.
This should mitigate the problem that we've got with debris and leaves and dust
Backing up in
ash
water
from all the fucking fires in this state.
Yeah.
I said, now it's got a free path to come down that valley from places that I found that I thought like I said, the week before I was up there, I did a number on cleaning that thing out and got a lot of shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And then to then get in there and start cutting tiles and move a couple tiles around to then pull out handfuls upon handfuls of sediment was like, well, okay. I mean, it's good that I'm back up here again, but this was not quite what I had in mind.
Right.
So...
Yeah, I'd be very timid about
check your shit,
cutting any tiles.
And if I didn't know, if I didn't have an understanding too about how wide the flashing got underneath the tiles, I would not have started cutting anything.
Yeah.
I was confident in the amount that I cut off,
Yeah.
And didn't go any. I was conservative, but more than what the...
Gave yourself a gap.
Yeah. There's I've got options still.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
And you didn't hang up your Christmas lights.
Well, that happens after Thanksgiving because we're traditional people at my house. We're not crazy.
I think it was Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
Venus informed me that the neighbor to the right of me hung up her Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm not a petty man. But I came back in after seeing them, and I'm like,
here goes.
Here we go.
Well, okay.
I'm doing the lights.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, normally it's Thanksgiving happens, and then the next day I hang my lights. But it's always a race, or it has been in the past. We have a new neighbor next to me now, but the guy that used to live there, Jim, and my neighbor across the street, Ed. It's like, who's going to be the first out of the 3 houses to get their lights
get them up there?
Yeah, because then we give each other shit over who,
right.
It's fun.
Hey, first loser, how you doing?
Ed's a retired guy, and he's got a 2-story house, and that dude's up on the roof of the 2nd story hanging Christmas lights up there.
Nice.
Like, and he's like 67 or 68. It's like, dude, you're going to fucking kill yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jim next door, he would always put the lady that lives there now is never going to put any lights up, I don't think.
No.
But the neighbors on the other side of us, we also have a new neighbor because it's a rental. And they have already put their bunch of their Christmas lights out on the front yard. So there's like a light up. I want to say it's a train.
So you shouldn't be up on a ladder, though, after. Are you going to probably have Dave do most of it?
Yeah, I think Chandler's going to.
Just laser pointer and tell him where to fucking go?
Yeah, I mean, he's helped me in the past.
Yeah.
So he kind of knows, and I think Shan will probably help. But that would be normally my thing to do on
I'm available.
Friday. Well,
I work on Friday, though. Are you off most of the week then because of the operation, the surgery?
Well, I had already taken off Tuesday and Wednesday because Tuesday was Melly's birthday.
Oh, okay.
And then I just took Wednesday off because, like, why to go back to work for a day and then take.
Right.
So I'd take on off Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Sunday, when I realized I'm not going to be able to sit in a chair all day, it's just like I'm not going to be able to do it.
Right.
I messaged my manager, and the surgeon recommended a full week off work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this just works out. You know, like I had to take Thursday and Friday for PTO because of the hospitalization.
Right.
And I'm like, I've already taken off Tuesday and Wednesday, and so Monday's just going to be part of that. He's like, yeah, no problem. You know, I'll see you after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it just worked out. But I would rather have time off and be able to do shit than not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
That's what I'm struggling with.
Now you've got the time off, but you can't use it.
Which is what you had, right?
Yeah.
Well, what I'm struggling with is, like, I'm a pretty independent person. Like, I do stuff for myself. And now I've got people doing stuff for me, which is...
Yeah.
It's hard to relinquish. Some of it is just like, I can't get up. So...
Someone give me a hand.
Yeah, I need help putting socks on. You know, and like I can't bend down to put socks on. Can you help me with that? And my wife's been great. You know, it's like, fine. But like to have to ask for help to put on socks or to like get into your sweatpants or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Everything's so autonomous. You know, you're a grown ass fucking man. You're used to 40x years of I can put my own socks on. Like, hi.
And now it's like
help me.
When I got discharged from the thing, the nurse, it was a dude. Like, I just figured they were gonna like, okay, you know, feel free to change, and they would like go through some paperwork and like get out of the room, and then once I'd changed, they would go get the wheelchair and wheel me out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I felt like it was like, we need this room. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
So he is literally getting my underwear and like holding them so I can put them.
Oh.
I'm just like, this is really weird, man.
Hey, buddy, hey.
I'm like, my wife is literally right behind you. Like, she could do this for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to hold my
I don't
underwear.
need a chaperone, bro.
Dude.
God damn.
It was so weird. Oh, man. And then can you at least tell me that I've got fucking EKG shit all over my chest? Like, so I don't go, what the fuck is... And then I had 4 of them across the top of my chest. Like, God damn. Just tell me they're there.
You're letting me keep these? Like, how much are these? $200 a piece? Can I sell these on eBay?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my gosh. And so for like a couple days, even though I'd shower, like the sticky shit would stay, and then like the cotton would get on it, and then they would just like turn black, from all the stuff stick. Like, what the fuck? Do I even have any more stickers on me?
Now my chest is like a Velcro patch. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it was like little black marks all over from the glue. I mean, just whatever. And my tummy's now got like a hair's growing back.
No, so now you got stubble on your belly?
Yeah, like, this is the weirdest shit ever. Anyway. But yeah, no, I haven't cleaned. I wanted to clean the gutters. Never got to clean the gutters. The family helped with cleaning a bunch of
I
the
saw
front
the yard work. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. I sat in a chair and supervised with the dog.
As it should be.
Yeah. I had got the whip out.
That's like how Caltrans works in the state.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I just hold a shovel.
Guy,
that means
shovel.
You're the manager.
You guys put on the vests, and I'll watch.
That's right.
Good to go.
Oh man, my wife was cracking down like, "Go get the blah blah." You know, I'm like, "Damn,
Shit.
I'm glad I'm not out there working."
I'm going to get out the whiteboard like Katie Porter and start telling you guys what I need done and how you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. And I'm like, you can mow most of the leaves up with the mower. She's like, "I'm not mowing with my asthma." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "You want me to do it?" "No, sit down."
Sit the fuck down.
Yeah. I'm like, "God damn it."
The reverse whip.
Yeah. Can you make me some food then?
Also,
I'm hungry.
It looks like I can't blow myself, so can I get some help with that? You're like, hey.
Yeah, what's my first question? Where's my rib? Did they send me home with it? No.
Oh.
Yeah. No one was able to answer this question for me.
Okay.
What happens to the guts they rip out of you? No one could answer it. I asked like 3 or 4 people at the hospital. No one could give me, either they don't want you to know or they don't know. And I don't know if what's the actual answer.
Biohazard, I would imagine. I would love to have had a picture of mine. Like, wherever you're going to put this on the little piece of tissue as you take it out of my body.
Here's my iPhone. Would you just snap a couple?
Just fucking email it to me. You've got all of these cameras in here.
Oh, yeah.
Just send me something.
So much technology in there. It was amazing.
I go to fucking Fleet Feet and I get a damn near short of a CAT scan of my ankles and my big toe.
Uh-huh.
Send me a picture of the organ that you're pulling out of me that's trying to kill me.
I want a copy of my CAT scan. Can I get that?
I'm sure it's probably on a
pictures
file.
of me. Why couldn't I? Yeah, it's probably digitized somewhere.
Yeah.
You probably have to have the right software to read it.
Yeah, it's some proprietary.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But man, what a strange week it's been.
And now we are on the eve of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Struggling with.
Yeah, that tomorrow's going to be weird.
I had a Kim, sister-in-law, borrowed a pan.
Burrito?
No, a prison. Shit, a big not saucepan, a stew pot.
Okay.
She's making a pizzole, and they're gonna have my dad down. But we're all doing. It's hard.
Yeah.
Right. So we're my family, my house is just doing my house. My brother and
so you're not visiting anybody?
We are not.
Oh.
No. Kim is my brother and Kim, they're having my dad down, but my dad is also part of their pod because he watches the girls. My sister and her boyfriend-ish, they're on their own because my niece and nephew are going to be with Ian. So... and she just had her own operation too for something relative to a pregnancy thing where it weakens your abdominals. Anyway, so she just had something. So she's been in a hospital. So my dad can't go to her house because she's been exposed to a net new pod.
Yeah.
And so my dad will be with my brother and Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then to see, right? So our governor got busted doing. We get these guidelines and then he busts something. I just saw
So
before we
disappointing.
checked into started setting up that the mayor of Denver did the same thing. He, all week harping on don't travel, please don't travel, don't expose yourself to extra family that you don't need to, stay in your pod, do the needful, please stay at home, please, 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 please. And then this morning or early afternoon, someone caught him getting on a plane to visit his wife and daughter who were in Mississippi. And he's like, please don't fault me for a judge of the heart and a mistake of the mind kind of thing. And you're like, dude, come on. Like,
well,
people are tired. You can't, if you're a leader, set an example from the message that you're sending.
Yeah.
It's hard. Everyone's struggling.
Yeah.
But fuck.
That's tough. It's hard to call it a holiday and have these limitations on you that prevent you from spending this fairly. I mean, a lot of people don't like Thanksgiving, but whatever it is,
right? Yeah,
it's still a major holiday. But but keeping you from spending that major holiday from your family.
It's hard.
It's tough,
especially as
yeah
sideways as 2020 has been.
But so I feel like everyone's just over it. It's like it's not over. It's getting worse. It's the worst it's ever been.
Right.
And now is the time to have your guard up. We're going to my in-laws, but we're only going for a limited amount of time, and I think we're eating outside. So that's going to suck.
The safest you can be. And I would wager they're probably in a pod of their own, or if not, the amount of interactions that they've had with you, they're pretty damn close to.
I think that they've pretty much been staying home other than whatever they needed to go get stuff.
Right.
I don't think that they've been actively doing their church things that they normally would do. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it's certainly been hard from because while we haven't been super have big 20-person family things, we're oftentimes for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners doing something over at Brett and Kim's where we've got probably 10. Mm-hmm. The hard thing for me to get around is still the menu part. I treat Thanksgiving as an opportunity to really dive deep into food stuff. And this year it's it's just us, and how much of a hassle do I really want to
put on yourself?
Right. And so it's while I enjoy the simplicity because it's I don't, I'm not really having to show off for anybody. So
sorry, regular fam.
Yeah, I don't have to lay down. Yeah, fucking whatever. Xander,
you just have some mashed potatoes.
Xander just wants the rolls anyway. He didn't give a fuck about my turkey. But it's still, even though I understand the simplicity of it, like I was telling you earlier, the pattern that I'm used to is Tuesday and Wednesday before the Thursday, I am walking backwards when I want to eat, the things, the sides, and how they need to juggle with times going into the oven or what needs a place on the stovetop, the prepping, the brining, the when the turkey goes. It's so I have this thing nagging on me as I'm going.
You feel like you're missing stuff.
Right. As I'm going through work today, I'm okay, so as soon as I get done with work, I've got to this, and then it cross-checks me no, you
don't need to do that.
No, you don't.
You're just, it's simple.
We're fucking this
You're
is
using
turkey.
the KISS method
and my,
this year.
my brother had sent me something, and I had loosely mentioned the same exact thing. I'm we're kind of just fucking mailing it in. And he's it's pretty simple over here, too,
Yeah.
And I'm
Well, I mean, normally I would smoke a turkey. I'd have the brine going and having it ready for the morning. That's not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I had surgery, so
right.
That's not happening.
So you're paring down.
I think what I'm doing tomorrow, because I like to do something at least, is I'm gonna make an apple pie. That's about it. So tomorrow I'll bake a pie.
We'll have turkey. And like my brother said too, he's we're treating this more like the sandwiches. We're working towards having really awesome sandwiches post the meal kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm that's a good way, because the way I bought my turkey parts, I'm all I really care about is the fucking meat.
Yeah.
And I'm smoking one.
Yeah.
So, we'll have smoked turkey and for sandwiches. I'm I don't really need this leftover giant-ass carcass where 15 to 20% of it I'm not leveraging in any way anyway for no purpose.
I mean, I'm a white meat guy. I don't.
Venus likes
thighs
and.
I don't mind that stuff, but if there's white meat around, I'm gonna eat the white meat before. I mean,
especially if it's cooked right and it's juicy. It's
absolutely.
Yeah. Especially smoked white meat.
Yeah.
My wife.
That's why I smoke a turkey every year.
My wife likes to smoke white meat all the time.
Oh no. Oh, jeez. No, I'm not going to touch that one. Not today. I'm
Sorry,
too slow.
Piper.
I'm too slow today.
Sorry, kids.
I'll get something thrown at me on the way to the car.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's different. Definitely different. I don't know. I don't know. Tomorrow could be a shit show. It might be. It's only going to be for a couple hours from my understanding anyway. So as long as I have some turkey to bring home and I can make some turkey cranberry Swiss cheese sandwiches, then I'm happy.
Yeah, you need to make the artichoke jalapeno thing and use that as a spread on a turkey sandwich.
Yeah, but I guess I'd have to make a small tray. I mean, that's a lot of.
We'll just
dip.
split it in half. I'll come get it.
That's true.
I'm just saying, if you happen to make some and need to give some out,
if you have any
I'm
extra,
5 minutes away.
That's
I'll
true.
wear a mask. I don't give a fuck.
Oh man, it's just everything's so weird.
Well,
And
there's plenty of stuff to be thankful for.
for sure.
You know, we're here and we're healthy.
Yeah. Well.
Even though the kids may have some irritabilities about how this whole thing started,
Yeah.
my family is healthy.
Yeah.
I have food to put on the table.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All our friends are healthy.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. We have an interesting one with Melanie because we just found out that the girl who was going to pick her up at the airport, which is one of her good friends, apparently her mother has COVID.
Has it?
Yeah, or I think she's tested positive for COVID, and then she herself is showing symptoms.
Oh, no.
So if she goes home next Tuesday like she's supposed to, then she doesn't have anybody to pick her up at the airport, and she would have to Uber, which is not that
Melanie,
great.
if she goes down south.
Yeah, because she's home right now.
Okay.
She came home.
She would have no one down south to pick her up at the airport.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That was the other thing that happened. So while we're at the hospital, Chandler has to run to pick up Melanie. Was that Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
Yeah, so Friday, recovery day. He had to go to the airport to pick her up. So while we're at the hospital dealing with me, Melanie's coming home, like, getting picked up by Chandler. You know, normally we would make a deal and go pick her up, but
Yeah.
so she's been home, and she goes home Tuesday, and so that's turned into something different because no one down there gives any fucks.
Yeah.
She wants to get out of her lease and come home.
God, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, at least from a safety standpoint, if she has to Uber, Uber's had pretty good protections for the riders.
Well, yeah, if that
mean,
driver is
if
part of the system, but if he's not.
Oh, yeah, they have to have, and I think they...
Oh, you don't want to wear a mask?
Yeah.
Well, here's your 0-star rating.
No, I think they have to ensure that
Oh, really?
you have to take a picture of yourself with a mask before they will
pick you up,
accept the ride. And if you take the mask off, because I saw.
Yeah, but what about them?
Yeah, they have to.
Do we know for sure?
Well,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
I
up to the
certainly
driver.
wouldn't get in a car. I think it's part of their protocols.
So are they wiping down all the seats after someone gets out?
I don't know all of the protocols, but I would presume if you wanted
seems-
to actually keep fares that you would openly advertise, like, my car is fucking clean.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get it in here. Please give me 5
Every
stars.
time someone gets out, they just hit a button and it fumigates the back.
Just completely Lysols the shit.
Yeah. Such strange times we're in now.
Yeah, because there was a thing going around on Twitter about a guy who had picked up a white couple, and he asked them to wear a mask, and they
Refused?
refused.
And he's like-
So he pulled over, told them to get out of his car, and they were both 5 sheets to the wind drunk. And the guy started to racial slurs,
Oh.
and you got to, I want to piss in your car. I wear a mask. I'm independent. And it's like, yeah. So I know that's how I know that they've got. They're supposed to have systems, and if the passengers aren't wearing masks, then they're curbing.
I mean, I wasn't worried about the passengers. She'll be riding alone. I mean, the thing that worries me, the two things that worry me is the driver, because who knows who that person is,
right?
Who they're hanging out with, and the environment that you're sitting in, right? Those are the two things that would concern me on an Uber ride. So, are you sure?
Wear a mask.
You
Wear some gloves.
Just
and don't touch shit.
Yeah, just sit down.
Seatbelt. Wipe it.
Wear your gloves. Put a seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
the options is she drives down with Datas or something.
She doesn't have her car here. She flew home.
Datas could drive her down.
Oh, God.
And then drive back up in 2 cars when they left.
Brutal.
Or Uber.
Well, I mean, she already has a flight, so it's going to be Uber.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
I mean,
hey, I'm just giving an option.
I know. Well, that's not a viable option.
Hey.
Can you give me a viable option? It's just weird. It's just weird now. Everything's just so wrong. Everything's wrong. All of it.
It'd be weird, certainly, as we get, have you started Christmas shopping? I started realizing
how little time we have left
with the USPS stuff and the way that most of the summer went with Amazon's delays. I'm like,
better start now.
I'm getting shopping, and I did tell the kids. We had the talk with the kids. I said, when you start compiling what you're looking for this year, I said, your mom and I have talked. Also, I put it in a podcast, so it's now I have to have this talk. I said, well, I'm looking for things that you need to make whatever you're interested in, to get there.
Yeah.
Or something, because you're both old enough now that me trying to buy you a Lego set, that you don't want to necessarily, you're not interested in.
Do you really need Polly Pockets?
Yeah, it's like you're probably not interested in that. And yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Rainbow Bright, Sailor Moon.
I'm sorry.
So
just met the
I just said so. Let us know because you're both old enough now that the things that your mom and dad probably think that you'd be interested in or you might get a kick out of.
It changes, man.
It's probably not anymore. So
here's
your opportunity.
Yeah, there's a number of things over the years that's like Chandler got into. That's like, oh, okay, cool. We're going to put our money into these things because you're into this now. And that's not even something that he's doing or touched in a while.
Xander, actually, he had, this was just last week. He had Venus take him to, I think it was Michael's, to get some acrylic paints and a canvas because he was going to, he was going to paint one of his friends like a thing because he had watched on YouTube like how to paint galaxies with like acrylic paints, like a fucking Bob Ross, like one of his own ASMR type of
Happy
deals.
Little Galaxies.
Yeah. So he had Venus take him to a craft store to get painting shit. So
nice.
Has he taken the time to actually use that? No. Not yet. But it's also, third day into Thanksgiving break, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Clock's ticking, Xander. When you're old enough and you start listening to these, remember your dad was like clocking, waiting to see
how long,
whether or not you're going to get that acrylic painting done.
When's the paintbrush going to dip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at time.
Okay. Well, sorry about all the medical stuff. It's just a
it's a
whirlwind
good experience.
week. Yeah. If you've never had surgery, don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can avoid it, do. But I mean, it's something like an appendix. You got to have it done. Otherwise, you just die.
Or you die.
Yeah, you just die. So whatever.
Hey.
So we're counting our blessings. We're happy. We're healthy. We're glad. We hope you're all healthy.
Have a best you can make it Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Be thankful certainly for the ones that you have and the things that you can share with others. I know I certainly am.
Yeah. And when you're at the grocery store picking up all the stuff you need for Thanksgiving, don't forget to return the cart.
Wear your mask.
Wash your ass.
Do the kindness.
And do the kindness. Yeah, let's call it there.
We'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.